Good evening, my fellow subscribers and viewers. If you're on this channel and you're looking this video, you're watching this video, I guess you're into competitive programming, and if so, then you're in the right place. Today will be an experimental format because I'm going to solve problems of Clear Forces contests, and I will use English. So maybe this will affect my speed because I will think of each word I'm telling you because English is not very easy language. So it will affect my speed, but still it's more important to give a decent content to you. So we'll try to be fast, but still explain something if it's possible. There are T minus 2 minutes. And this is, I don't know how it's can we say? Oh, I'll choose English, of course. Task statements will be available in Chinese. We will not use it. Only English. Oh, a lot of testers. Maybe the round will be good. Or there is a great hope that the round will be good. Also, there are a lot of authors. Maybe each one prepared one problem or something like this. So I guess there will be some diversity. And of course, I'm pretty sure that I will be in top 1000 people. So of course, I will gain some tons, and it's interesting how many tons I will get. Okay, if contest goes very badly, then I guess I can fail, and I will have no uh, prize. But I hope this will not be the case. So the prize funds is first place 1000, second and third also 1000 in total. So I guess it's 2 to the zeros, to the first, 2 to the second, and 2 to the ninth. So there are 10,020, 240 tons in total. So very big prize funds. Let's solve some problems. 201 sequences, two sequences, A and B, binary. If A contains at least two elements, change A2 to minimum and remove the first element of A. Oh, it's not a very hard problem. It's not a very hard problem. It's definitely not a hard problem. Okay, so let's solve it. Oh, so we sorry, I cannot explain because I write faster than I think. We scan N and M, scan S and T. After that, what do? We check if T dot size is greater than S dot size, or then Okay, let's make a bool. So if t dot size is greater than s dot size, then return false. And here we see out fast yes, no. So if t dot size, okay, a return is equals t, s equals t. Okay, then we can assume that t is shorter than s. In this case, we do the following: we take substring of s that starts with s dot size plus 1 minus t dot size, and of length t dot size minus 1. And if it's not equal to t, then we return false. And the last thing is that we go from 0 to this place, and if si equals t front, we return true, else we return false. That's all. I spent a lot of time. I hope it will be for good. Oh, it's not for good. Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Okay, let's check what's happening here. So, oh, because what is it? It's on the one? Ah, it should be subster. It should be like this. Okay, let's restart. Okay. Oh, again. So what's the answer? Should be yes, yes, no, no, no. Yes, yes, no, no, yes. Okay, that's pretty much it. But it was so slow. Oh no, it's awful. Okay, we go to problem B. Luke likes to eat and piles of food in line, a straight line in front of him. The ith pile contains a ith units of food. He goes from the first pile to the nth pile. Okay, I guess it's also a very easy problem, just a dynamic problem. So we start with reading n and x, number of piles, maximum difference between the size of pile and Luke's food. Okay, and now we read A and we go through this array. What do? We track the minimum number and the maximum number. Okay, let it be 1i9 plus 1, 1e9 plus 1 int mx equals 1 or maybe 0. So what do? Uh, we want it's the minimum number, so we also check uns. Okay. So maybe it must be okay 0. We do the following. We say that mx is max of mx and ai, and mn is minimum of mn and ai, and f mx minus mn is greater than 2 times x, then we cannot leave like this anymore. So we do plus plus uns, mn is ai and mx is ai. That's all, I guess. So 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 6. Excellent. It was even faster than the previous problem. Okay, problem C. There are n houses numbered from 1 to n on a circle. Houses y and I plus 1 are neighbors, n and 1 also neighbors. M are infected by a virus. Each morning, Serna can choose a house and protect permanently. So Serna chooses an infected house and protects it permanently. Oh, it's not very easy. It's really not very easy. So n is number of houses on a circle. Did anyone solve the C? Oh, already. And A1, etc. AM are the numbers of infected houses. We want to count the minimum number of infected houses at the end. Interesting problem. So what's really happening? What's happening is we have several segments infected and then uninfected. Then also infected and uninfected. Also infected and uninfected. And it goes like this. So what happens is every morning we have plus one in each uninfected segment. And of course, all we want to do is to protect them in the order of their size. So firstly, the greatest segment, then the second one, then the third one, and etc. So let's try and do it, I guess. So, okay, we read and an M. Then what we do is we read all these numbers. Then we have to count the segments. So to do this, let's sort whole A. And that's not it. We also have this array. Yes, let's make it of size m. Okay. What we do next is we put in B this number a I plus first minus ai and minus 1. It's the size of uninfected segment. And also we add b back is all absolutely like this. So we take a first, a zeroth, we take plus n, and then we take minus a m minus first and minus 1. Then we also sort whole b, and then we go from the end to the beginning. So, okay, also we have int ans equals, what does it equal? It equals m at first. So let's take g equals 0. Okay, so 0 days passed, j days passed. So we have b ith. Okay, int taken equals b ith minus, it's so hard, I can't think, b ith minus 2 times j. Okay, if taken is, oh, it's simply 2 times j. If taken is greater than bith, then we simply take ans plus equals bith. Else, what we do? We firstly protect one cell. Oh, if it is at least. So else we can protect one cell. And in this case, the answer is minimum of bi minus 1 and taken plus 1, I guess. It's so hard, but I guess it's correct now. Now we output ends. Okay, that's fine. All we need is the correct answer. 7, 5, or 10. Why 10? What happened? Oh, 23, it's so hard. Let's look. So it should have given us 11, but it gave 10. And why 10? We don't understand now. So firstly, CERN chooses an unaffected house and protects it permanently. So that's why. Ah, what? So again, if taken is at least 2 times j, if taken is at least bith. So what is bith? So we have 3, 4, and 10, and that's correct, I guess. Yes, it's perfectly correct. Yes. But what's wrong in this case? This is 4. Okay. After that, ans is why 7? Why not? Ah, maybe it's 4 times j. Maybe it's 4 times j. It's 4 times j. Yes. Oh, it's 11 now. Because, okay, let's just check and send. 7, 5, 11, 28, 9, 5, 2, 15. Excellent. But it's very slow. See, if you're a div 1, you have to be very fast. It's awful if you are not very fast. You just lose the contest. That's all that happens. Oh, I'm 100th. I now need to solve D. Let's look at the D. Eric has an array B of length M, and then he generates n additional arrays C, each of length M, from the array B in the following way. Initially, every array is just B. Eric secretly chooses an integer k and chooses ck to the special array. Oh, these Chinese problems. What happened? What's happening? So if we have non-special arrays and non-special array, we can we can so what we can do is we can, let's draw it. We have I and j. I is less than j, and we can move a unit from here to here and from here to here. Very well. And in the second case, we can do the following. We can put it here and put this here. Also only if I is less than j. For every non-special array, Eric uses only operation 1 on it at least once. On the special array ck, Eric chooses operation 2 on it at least once. Oh, it's a very easy problem. It's so easy. It's just you have to find the center of mass. This problem. That's all. So we read. Okay, this is it's just a boring problem, I guess. So we have vi. No, we have VL C of size n m. Let's also count minimum something and maximum something. Then we do the following. We read C and we find the sum. Sum is Ci times I. And after that, we make a main minimum of mn and sum, and we make a mix maximum of mx and sum. That's all. After that, we only okay. We also want to know what is the minimum. Oh no. So if mn is less than sum is less than mn, then we take okay. It's perfectly fine. So if so, then I take sum equals mn equals sum and oh, I'm sleepy already. Very bad. Mini equals I. That's enough. And now we output mni plus 1 and mx minus mn. Excellent. So excellent. 1, 1. Because maybe we need to find maximum, not minimum. 3, 1, 3, 10, 3, 15, 3, 20, 3, 25, 3, 30, 1, and something. Great. Oh, my English is so bad, I guess. I'm talking like I don't even have words to compare. Cerna has a DAG with a node named edges. Exactly one node that has no edges out. The ith node has a I on it. We take all positive nodes, subtract one, and one is transferred to their children. Find the first moment of time when all AI become 0. Oh, I'm so fed with these problems. It's a BFS problem, I guess. Oh, it's not a BFS problem, it's a shit problem. I began to say bad words, sorry. These Chinese contests, what do we do with them? Oh. So what's happening? Let's consider this. We have DAG, and what we want to know is okay, the moment when it stops is the moment when the last node becomes 0. Okay, simply when it becomes 0, the lastly, and it becomes 0 only when all these paths finally end up here. Yeah. Oh no, it's not so easy. It's not so easy. It's not so easy. It's so awful. I hate it. I simply hate it. Okay, okay, we have this final vertex, and we wait for several steps. Ah, I don't. I hate it. Of course, I hate it. So, when does it stop? What's happening? So, firstly, I guess we can consider the topological sorting in this order, and we know when this vertex becomes empty. We indeed know when this vertex becomes empty. Okay, let's assume that we know when all these vertices become empty, and when does this vertex become empty? I don't know. When does it become empty? It becomes empty when all these edges. So we have several edges. Hmm. It's guaranteed that both sum of n and sum of m less than or equal to 1/10,000. Oh. So every lifetime of every vertex looks like this. So it's zero. Then at some moment, some workload comes into it, and it becomes producing these units going down. When it produces these units, they simply go down continuously. At some moment, int becomes zero, and it stops producing these units until again something goes down. Okay, okay, what can we do? I guess we can just simulate uh, 10,000 moves or n moves, and after that, When we have simulated 10,000 moves, what do we do next? After that, we simply wait and it's easier to understand how long we have to wait. Okay, let's try and write it. So, firstly, what we must do is calculate a dynamic how many units each vertex produces. So int DFS int v provide g. Oh, it's acyclic, so we don't have to use non-visited. Also, we have to make this array vi units. Okay, DFS of okay, we do have to use the NV. Int I from 0 to n if nvi dfs I g u nv. What do we do here? We say that nvv is now false. Take 2 from gv. If nv2, then we take dfs of 2g u and v. And that's not all. After we have done this, we say that u v equals sum of u oh that really is not relevant. So we just take some uv and u2. Modulo m. Again, and if gv is empty, then we just take uv equals 1. Excellent. Also, we didn't calculate g, so we have to do it. We take x and y, read them, decrement them, and say that gx push back y. This is very useful DFS, but also we have to simulate. We have to simulate n-1 steps of the algorithm. Can we really do it? We can't do it. Yes, we can do it. So we do it n-1 times, I guess. And we say the following. We say that firstly we take this one. Let's take b equals a, and now we go through all vertices. And we say if aj is not 0, then we say minus minus bj, and for 2 in vi, with j, we make plus plus. No, no. What's happening? There's something I cannot understand. Simply cannot understand. So if aj, oh, it's okay. It's okay. So simply minus bj and plus plus b2. Okay. I was afraid of overflow, yes, but in this case, it is impossible that there will be overflow. After that, after all we have done, ah, that's not it. Okay. In this case, we also a swap b, and we also want to count how many non-zeros there were. So in this case, we say plus plus cnt, and that's 0. If cnt, then plus plus ans, else break. So if ans is less than n-1, we simply, no, if it is n-1, then we also do something. And what we do is we apply this DFS. We say that ans is sum of ans and product. No, not product. Simply, yes, product. Product of what? Product of AI and UI. Modular M and also modular M here. Oh, what an awful problem. And finally we see out ans. There is an issue. DFS must return a value. Valid point. Excellent. From the first try. I didn't expect that. But it simply happened to be okay. What's happening? Why so slow? I'm 60th. I'm 24th? What's happening? Okay, okay. We're doing it fast. We're doing fast. Coloring game. Alice and Bob playing a game. There's n cells in a row. Initially red and blue. Alice goes first. Why not yellow and blue? It was so good opportunity. Such a good opportunity. But still red and blue. On each turn, Alice chooses two neighboring cells which contain at least one red cell and paints the two cells white. Then Bob chooses two neighboring cells that contain at least one blue cell and paints the two cells white. The player who cannot move loses. Find the winner if both Alice and Bob play optimally. Note that the chosen cell can be white as long as the other cell satisfies the constraints. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I like this problem. Oh, not plus 57. I, much more. Much more, please. Oh, guys. I'm defeating Vercingetorix. Isn't it excellent? Oh, I'm losing to Turmax. Okay, we have to be fast. We have to be fast. That's all we need. So, we have. Is it circular or not? So, there are red cells and blue cells. And Alice chooses two neighboring cells which contain at least one red, paints them white. And so does. Oh no. So does Bob. Let's look at the examples. I guess they can help us. Okay, BRB. And in this case, Bob wins because Alice destroys only one white cell and the Bob does the rest. So clearly, we want to understand what is the state of the game. We want to understand what is the state of the game. Yes, what is the state of the game? And the state of the game is something interesting. Okay, every time Bob destroys a blue cell, if he can also destroy a red cell, he does it because it makes the things worse for Alice. So each turn, if we can, we destroy the cell of the opponent. But there's also a question how we do it. Yes, because there is also always a choice which pair we choose. So, so obviously, the first turn. What happens when there are no neighboring reds and blues? What happens when there are no neighboring? Then simply everyone just destroys one blue or one red, and then the outcome is easy to find. It's just who has the more cells. So the question is, how long can we destroy two neighboring cells of different colors? Whoever can do it um, the majority of times, he wins. So, what the board looks like? It looks like some alternating blocks, and after that, for example, the same color boxes. And we do not want to destroy them, of course. So no, Alice cannot just destroy them, and Bob doesn't want to destroy them. He only wants to destroy like this. Okay? But he also might want to destroy this. So if the length is so, assume that we have an odd length. For example, 9. What happens in this case? So in this case, one might want to destroy these two, and it's still odd. For example, what if he does destroys these two? Oh, it's like after in this case, this game is symmetric because all we want is to destroy more. Okay, so we have several segments, and we have several segments or alternating segments, and we want to understand who wins or who loses this game. Okay, and it's not very hard. For example, if there is an alternating segment of size 1, then Alice wins because she just destroys one segment. If there are two segments like this, then Bob wins. And if, for example, 3, then Alice wins because she destroys these two. Ah, no, not Bob wins. Alice wins. Okay, for example, let's assume that we have some length. What can of length? Okay, let's 2, 3, 4. If we have length n, well, then we can destroy two of these, and this becomes k and n minus 2 minus k. Yes, this becomes two independent games. So what we have to do now is to calculate Grandi numbers. Sprague Grandi, I guess. So in case of 2, Alice wins with Grandi number 0. If 3, then Alice also wins with Grandi number 0. Oh, no, 0, 1. If 4, then Alice can do either 0 or 1. So the Grandi number is 2. So if 5, I don't have to do it. I can. Oh, no, I can't. Okay, let's just calculate it. We have a powerful computer. So if okay, let's just do like okay, let's be like here, like it. So we say s dot insert vj xor v I minus 2 minus j. Okay, and after that, if s doesn't contain I, then vi equals j, and actually this is j. And after that we break. And after that we return v. So what do we do? Let's temporarily find v of, for example, 100. And I want to calculate the precalc. Let's look at it. No, what's wrong? Ah, there is no defense, so let's just empty, clear this cycle. 11203. What's happening? What's it's simply it's some chaos. It's chaos. 5. What are these numbers? What's happening? How can one predict these numbers? Such a strange game. So when are the zeros? 0, 1, 5, 9, 15, 21, 25, 29. Oh, they're odd. 35, 39, 43, 55, 59, 63. Oh, it looks like there is some harmony. Okay, let's look at the differences. Four four six is 446, 4412, 4410, 412, 44. Oh man, this is so chaotic. This is so chaotic. Maybe I just don't understand something. Maybe I don't understand something. Maybe I don't understand something. So did someone solve it? Oh, tourist solved. Okay, when you don't know what to do, put it in OAs. Did you know such a phrase? – This is some strange game. What we do, we erase it. And after that, it is solved. Okay, here it is. Oh yes. Hello, my dear friend. Oh, Spragrande values for Dawson chess. It is impossible. Unbelievable. We also have a table for from 0 to 1000, but we just can't copy it. We have to find out how we can calculate it. Ah, it has period 34. It has period 34. Look. So the problem is very easy. We just precalc it. Okay, no problem. We're going to solve it. So let's do like this. We take n. Okay, we read the string. Now we calculate the lengths of alternating sequences. Also, we calculate the number of B's and R's. So if Si equals B plus B else plus R. Okay, then if I and Si doesn't equal Si minus first, okay, I equals 0, or these two doesn't equal, then we say that plus alt. If this is not the case, we say that Spragrande XOR equals something. And alt equals 1. And after that, we do the following. If Spragrande equals 0, then Alice loses. So we may assume that there are no neighboring R and B's. In this case, we say that, or simply if R is greater than B, then Alice, else Bob. Else we do it if R is at least B. No. Yes. And all we need is find this number. And it is easy. So if alt is not greater than we don't do this. It's not greater than C, is less than C. Then SG XOR equals V alt, else alt percent equals T, while Berlikamp, hello my dear friend, while alt is at most P alt plus equals T, and only after that SG XOR equals V alt. Nice, very nice, so nice, unbelievably. It's wrong because we have to repeat it in the end. So we have to do it in the end. Or it will be incorrect. Pop-up LSLS, LSS pop-up. Easy. It's very easy. It's very easy. It's so easy. It's so easy. It's so easy. It's extremely easy. It's unbelievably easy. Wrong answer test 2. No. No, wrong answer test 2. What's happening here? Again, what's happening here? Signal red, signal red. What's happening here? Pretest passed. Easy. Okay, I'm 13th. Guys, it's so easy. It's so easy. And nobody solves anything else. So we have to be... Oh, no. I'm feeling pressure, guys. I'm feeling so much pressure. Okay, mu has an array A consisting of n integers and an array B consisting of m integers. Mu can do the following operation: choose an integer I that hasn't been chosen before, and then add 1 to AI, subtract 2 from AI plus 1, add 3, and so on. Oh. Did I deserve such a problem? Did I deserve such a problem? Mu wants to transform. Oh, I hasn't been chosen before. Mu wants to transform A so that it will contain B as a subray. Damn. Damn. Guys, it's awful. It's simply something awful. Did someone solve anything else? No. No, this didn't happen. Eternal Alexander. So, we have to simplify this problem a bit. Okay? We have to simplify it. We have an array. We can do +1, -2, +3, -4, +5, -6, etc. what is it? What is it? And I'll say what is it. We have to consider another array. We have to consider another array. Okay, I have to take a more comfortable seating. Okay, firstly we can do the following. We can make it a0 and this minus a1, a2 minus a3, a4 minus a5, etc. In this case, we do this. We do plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6, or minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, depending on their parity. After that, we can make a difference array. So difference between these two elements, between these two elements, between these two elements, and so on. And what happens, for example, with this array? The following happens. Firstly, okay, let's add 0 here. It will be handy. In this case, we simply have some zeros. Then we have plus 1, and we have plus 1 till the end. And in this case, we have minus 1. Let's again take difference array. And after that, it looks like this. Many zeros, then maybe minus 1, and again many zeros. Many zeros, maybe plus 1, and again maybe many zeros. So, and we want to understand whether we can make B, we can transform A so it contains B as a subarray. But guys, it's hard to understand. It's hard to understand. Do we need anything else? We also need it to have a correct first two elements, I guess. The first and the second elements must be the same. And in this case, everything is okay. And in this case, everything is okay. Right? Wrong. Wrong. It's not like this. Oh. So let's consider this problem. It's so hard. It's so hard. What do we have? We can transform array A like this. And there is an array B. But it might be not this array B. Firstly, there might be this problem, x minus 1. And in this case, we cannot do anything. It's just impossible. It cannot be fixed. It simply cannot be fixed. So let's assume that there is no times minus 1. So there is no times minus 1. What do we do next? In this case, all we want is to add some these numbers in order to make these two numbers correct. And what do we mean by this? We mean that these two numbers must be with this exact difference, and this number must be also exactly the same. So these are two different problems. The first one is we want, okay, firstly, let's think that we do this. We don't do alternating signs, only same signs. So we have AI and AI plus 1, I plus first. We want to, we want this number be correct and this number, oh no, without half, and this number be correct. And these are two different problems. These are two different problems. First of all, let's consider this one, or maybe just AI. Okay, this problem. Look, we make plus 4, for example, and plus 5. Then this makes plus 1. And for example, we do minus 2 and minus 3. Then this does minus 1. So the number of times we do operations here, and even here, I guess, it should be equal to the difference. And that's the first constraint. What is the second constraint? The second constraint comes from AI. It should be equal to something, something, something. So, so we have like pairs of numbers. Pairs of numbers look like this: 0, 0, no, 0, 1. For example, 0, 1. Uh, I don't know. I guess like this. And etc. And we want to create, we want to choose some subset of these numbers so that the upper numbers sum into something and the lower numbers sum into something. I would like it to be 3 minutes left so I can just go and relax, but no, there is 73 minutes, so I have to solve it. And it's not very nice. It's not very nice. It's not very nice. It is definitely not very nice. And what's more bad is that we have to check it for every B, every subarray B. Oh, and it's awful. So we have to do it in O of 1. We have to do it extremely fast, blazingly fast. Yeah, did you understand? So, I mean, so there are two parts of the problem. There are two parts of the problem. Yes, we have this subarray B in subarray A. There are two parts of the problem. First part of the problem is make these two numbers correct. Make these two numbers correct. And the second part of the problem is make all these numbers correct after making these two. And these are independent because firstly we uh, put something here to make these two numbers correct. And after that, we don't affect these numbers by making some operations here. And I proved that it's easy to check if we can do it. It's really easy to check. Although it's not really easy to check. We will have to do some crazy things. Oh no, things got complicated. But okay. Let's assume that we can solve this one, and we only have to solve this one. So if we can make these two numbers correct, I'm 17th to resolve H1. Oh, these first guys. Who is it? Who is he? Or she? Why is he so fast? So, this part of the problem, we have to make these two numbers correct, and in this, as I said, we have problem like this. So we have odd numbers, and we have even numbers. And for every odd number, we have +1, and for every even number, we have -1. And we have to make some balance. We have to make some balance. So if the parity is incorrect, parity cannot be incorrect. So, oh my god. I really hate it. I really hate it. It's awful. It's damn awful. I hate it. Sorry for ASMR, but I have to give myself a bit of energy. We can do it with some continuous, um, some discrete continuity. So what is it? It's like this. So assume we have A and B. So I want to check whether we can get sum of numbers A and sum of these strange numbers B. We have to create minimum and maximum sum that we can get. Okay, let's find them. Okay, let's fix our b. Okay, for example, b equals, I don't know, 3. So we take these three numbers. Okay, what do we do next? We want to increase a. For example, we want to make a plus plus 1. Oh, no plus plus 1. I mean, increase a by 1. That's what I mean. That's what she said. Okay, is it hard or no? Or not? I don't know. Okay, maybe we can assume that it is that this is I don't know, continuous, or we cannot assume it. Okay, we can add 2, I guess. Almost always we can add 2 if we just add 2. But what if we cannot? If we cannot, then all the numbers are already maximums. So for example, there is maximum of 13, 11, 9, and we have already taken them. In this case, we can choose these two numbers and add them both. Okay, I'm almost sure that I can prove it. So let's just write it. Although it's ugly, but let's just write it. It's really ugly. It's really ugly. I hate it. I hate it with every molecule of my heart. So we read N, read A, read M, and read B. Oh no. There is even. We have to find the answer also. Okay, this is ugly, but let's do it. What's wrong? Do I have to use STD? What do you see? Okay. I simply hate it. Okay, so we have to find the answer. Okay, let's even remove the constants. Also, B is longs. We have to admit this. Fine. So let's do it. Let's do it. We iterate from okay. We iterate first of all we change the signs. So let's assume that odd numbers are changed. Mm-hmm. That's the first step. Nice. After that, we want to find the second difference array. The second difference array. And how do we do it? How do we find the second difference array? It's not very hard. It's straightforward. And same goes for B. After that, after that something strange begins. Because what we want. So we have A and we have B. Oh, and we want. So it's maybe shorter. We want to find a subsegment of A that can be made into B with some plus ones and minus ones. Okay? We want some subsegment of A that can become B with some changes. How can we do? How can we check it? It's something like this Knut-Morris path algorithm. but with some strange shit. Okay, I guess after that we can change b back to. So there are +1 and -1, yes, and we can change them back to +1, only plus ones. Let's try and do it, maybe. So again, I1 I is less than n minus 2, I plus equals 2. And now we check whether we can add 1 to some of the elements so that there is a subsegment like b or minus b. How can we check it? So can we do it like Knut Morris Pratt? No, we cannot do it like Knut Morris Pratt because these plus ones can collect. This is an insane problem. But I guess someone has already solved it. No, no one solved it. But there is there is lots of time to solve it. See, we are near the solution, so we can solve it actually. We are near the solution. So again, we have some array of numbers, and we can check whether we can find it in A, possibly with some plus ones. But not minus ones. Hell. So, for example, let's assume that we are solving it with a prefix function. So we want to know the longest subarray that is like this, but with possibly some plus ones. Yes? I want to check the largest subarray that is like this, but possibly with some plus ones. And how can we check it? Okay, we add this symbol. If it is like this maybe plus 1, then we simply add it. Okay, let's assume that it is not like this. In this case, we have to go to some prefix function. What do we do in this case? We say so this is like this, but maybe plus 1. But this element is incorrect. So we cut this array. Yes, we cut this array. Damn, this is so uncomfortable. So we cut this array so that it is like this, but maybe plus 1. And this is like this, but maybe plus 1. And we don't want these plus 1s to happen twice. If these plus 1s happen twice, then we are not happy. And there is also one problem. It is possible that, for example, it is incorrect. It's incorrect because there might be plus 1 and minus 1 and then cancel out. So for this element prefix function is like here, but it's not like here, if you know what I mean. God, maybe that function helps us. Maybe this is a place where that function does work, but not prefix function. I guess no. I guess no. Can we want to find the largest thing and we can do it? And what happens when we go here? Oh, I forgot how we calculate prefix function. We have the longest segment of accident. Oh, not accident. Oh, how it called? Coincidence. But again, there is a problem. I dislike it, guys. It is. It's not my problem. So again, the problem is we have two arrays. We have two arrays. We can check whether the first is the separate of the second if we can add plus ones in some places. Only once. Only once. This is ridiculously hard. I can't imagine how we do it. This is ridiculously hard. Okay, maybe we can round all numbers to even numbers. Maybe we can round all numbers to even numbers. Ah, no, we can't. No, we cannot. Or can we? So let's try. Let's try and do it. So for example, we have number 13 in A. It means that actually it's 13 or 14. So, and B, we have B, and it is, for example, also 13. What does it mean? It means that we can put it onto 13 or on 12. So if we replace both numbers but by the nearest number that is divisible by 4, then everything seems okay. Or no? No, it doesn't seem okay. For example, look, we have these pairs. For example, 12, 12, 12, 13, 13, 13, 13, 14. We want them to be always equal. So let's always replace the number with some even number. And this is hard because we cannot choose an even number for these two numbers. Did I say that I hate it? Did I say that I hate it? I did definitely hate it. I dislike this problem. I really dislike this problem. But what can I do? What can I do? Hmm. So, as you may guess, the problem G is extremely hard. Nobody solved it. That means that maybe we shouldn't be naughty and we should just look at H1 and maybe solve it too. Okay? As you saw, this problem with these constraints is hard. Maybe we have to solve H1 first. CERN is played a war simulated game with n towers and n bots. The ith tower is initially occupied by the ith bot. Before the game, CERN first chooses a permutation of length n. After that, she can choose a sequence a ith isn't equal to I. The game has n rounds of attacks. In the ith round, if the pith bot is still in the game, it will begin its attack, and as a result, the API's tower becomes occupied by the PI's bot. Hmm. After each round, if a bot doesn't occupy any towers, it will be eliminated and leave the game. At the end of the game, Cerna will record the result of as a sequence B, where pi is the number of the bot that occupies the ith tower at the end of the game. Count the number of different pairs of sequences A and B that we can get from all possible choices. Oh. What is K? What is N and K? Who is K? Ah, who is K? Ah, oh, okay. Oh, mathematics. So it seems possible. Maybe we just solve it and keep calm. So what happens? We have a permutation and we have a sequence A. Sorry. So we have bot pi and occupies API's tower. So, so let's put it like this. We have several bots. Yes, we have several bots. So tower is a rectangle, and apart from that, each bot is uh, is aimed at a ith tower. And we do it in the order of PIs. Okay, okay, very interesting. Very interesting. And after, at the end of the game, Simo Cerna will record the result as a sequence B, where B is the number of the bot that occupies the ith tower at the end of the game. Okay, let's notice that the answer is always divisible by n factorial, I guess. No, not n factorial. Oh, mathematics. Oh no. Oh no. What is this shit? What is this shit? Is it like the only number is this one? It is some strange joke, but let's check it. So the first thing we do is we check this strange condition. But why? Why did this happen? So there are a lot of numbers which are prime. So this number is prime. I pasted it. Oh no, it went wrong. Ah, it didn't go wrong. It's okay. So again, is this a 15? Okay, never mind. Never mind. So A understood. There are no AI equals I. So what is the correct pair of A and B? Yes, we have some array A and some array B. What is A? A is simply a graph in which every vertex has exactly one outcoming edge. So it's like several cycles and some trees come into this cycle. What's more, there is also an array B, and this number of board that occupies the ith tower at the end of the game. And we want to find out whether this pair is possible. Is it possible? Is it possible? And I say that in B, no bi equals I. Why? Because, moreover, why bi doesn't equal I? Because What does it mean? It means that the ice pod is in the ice tower. But if so, then it is possible. It is indeed possible. So is B any array or not? So each pod will occupy at most two towers. Yes? Each pod will occupy at most two towers. The tower of this pod and maybe the other tower. So how does it look like in this case? If we look at this graph, then every pod, it can occupy only this tower and maybe this tower. Okay, but it is not possible in the cycle because the first pod to do it, it eliminates the next one, so it is destroyed. So what is possible? What is possible? Maybe we will start with B and only then we come to A. So which B are possible? Possible are, okay, this is what is possible. Yes. If there are two equal numbers, then there are exactly two numbers x, and moreover, one of the places is x, is also x. Okay, and that's not it, because also we can say that it is not allowed to have cycles in such a situation. So, for example, let's assume, let's consider the permutation. Yes, let's assume, let's look only at those x's that do not have this. Yes, then this is a permutation, and we cannot, this is a part of permutation, it's not a full permutation, and we cannot have cycles. It is impossible. Okay. The cycles are impossible. And is this it? Are there other problems with it? Guess no. I guess there are no any problems. For example, in this case, if there is y, it is possible that y came into other place. And if there is z, then maybe z is also in some other place. And if we have a cycle, then there is a problem. But if we have a cycle, there is no problems. So, for example, we have fixed b. What is fixed b? Fixed b is like uh, it's like a graph in which some vertices have already chosen their neighbors and some others didn't choose. For example, this vertex didn't choose anything, or for example, this vertex didn't choose anything. Oh, moreover, we can always say that for any vertex, someone occupies it. It's obvious that someone occupies it. Mathematics. I am not very full of energy. I'm not very full of energy. So, what is possible? Uh, for example, any bot, there are several outcomes. First of all, it can be eliminated before it even moves. Okay, this is eliminated. Moreover, okay, let's not consider when it is eliminated. Then it can be, it can just eliminate someone, and there are two vertices, or it can eliminate someone, but when someone eliminates this one, or maybe someone eliminates this one, all possibilities are possible. So maybe we have to start with the B. Maybe we have to start with the B. What we have in the B? In the B we have some strange subgraph. Yes, so for every vertex we have the last one to capture it. We have the last one to capture it. So for example, for each vertex, we know some edges, not every edge, but some edges. And if a vertex, for every vertex, we either know an incoming edge or we don't know it. But maybe it even doesn't exist. It is possible as well. Oh, I hate these problems. They're simply impossible. They're all impossible. But so many guys solved H1. It must be solvable. It must be solvable. I hate it. I spent so much time on G and it turned out that G is very hard. Some guys also solved G and it is indeed solvable. It is indeed solvable. But as you see, I failed. I failed. I don't have much strength to do it. So let's solve H1. So we have a permutation. Maybe we know something about the permutation. No, the permutation isn't very convenient for us. Okay, first of all, can we identify by A and B this person? Can it be identified? I guess no, it cannot be identified. Oh, maybe it can. Maybe it can be identified. So it can be identified by A. It's just a vertex that there are no edges in this vertex. Into this vertex. So, moreover, we fully understand the graph if we know A. But still, there is B. And what is B? B is B is how we divided everything into paths. Okay, so what I mean is we have a directed acyclic graph. Or maybe cyclic. Yes, and we can divide everything into paths. For example, what is the path? Path is something like this, and it says that this vertex wasn't captured by anyone, and this vertex was captured by this. But this bot didn't die because it also captured this one. But this bot didn't die, it captured this one, and so on, and this captured this one, and this bot died. So we found a path, and we found a path actually. That's all. So A is a DAG, and DAG with outcome degrees equal to 1. Outcome in degrees equal to 1. And we divide it into paths. Yes, we divide it into paths. So I guess I can say that how many ways of dividing everything into paths? How many ways of dividing everything into paths? So every vertex has to be the beginning of a path. If there, I mean, look, we can say there are several ways. We can say this vertex, we can say this bot dies or this bot doesn't die. Okay, we can decide whether a bot dies. Let's decide it. Simply, there are 2 to the nth ways of choosing whether the bot dies, but there are two exceptions. First of all, if the vertex is there are no incoming edges, then it doesn't die. And the second thing, if there is a cycle, then someone has to die. And I guess that's not it. That's not it. There is also the third problem. The third problem is if it's the generalization of this one. So assume there are several vertices and edges into this one. So if all these die, then this one doesn't die. Okay, that's it. So in every cycle, someone dies, and If vertex dies, then it has a parent that doesn't die. Is it true? I guess that this is true. It is even obvious because let's assume that this one dies, then there is a vertex that comes here last. For example, this one. And if this is the last, then this bot doesn't die. Okay, great. So this is kind of strange dynamics. Also, this can be calculated, and OYAist, I hate it so much. Again, these problems are not there's there isn't anything that's makes them just disgusting, but these are Chinese problems. It's obvious from the first look at them, and the whole round is Chinese. Oh, why Chinese people like such problems? Oh, oh, great room, great room. So guys are solving H1. Trumax solved H1. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. And Trumax will get +2 for this. Oh no. Oh no, Trumax. Pitiful. Oh, Polnik solved 4. Polnik is great, but still this is -11. Oh no. Didn't he solve E? Oh, I remember this problem. Still, it's strange that he didn't solve it. Ah, no, it's not strange. It's a bit tough problem, and it cannot be done without. This cannot be done in Python, so it's okay. Total failure. I can't solve this crappy H1 again. So we all we have to do is to create a subset of vertices that will die. That's all we have to do. No, it is not all we have to do. No, this is. Oh my god. We have to find a subset of edges. We have to find a subset of edges. And for every vertex, either this one is chosen, or some of these chosen, or both. And we cannot choose a cycle. Okay? Ah, why? Why does this keep happening to me? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. My participation is not excellent, but it's not awful. So it happened. I destroyed Ormless. I destroyed Never Give Up. I destroyed Pavel Kuniavsky from Netherlands. I almost destroyed Umnik, but Umnik was very fast. He was very, very fast. Look, he solved two problems when I solved one problem. Then he always was faster. But I used F faster. That's why I have a couple more points. Still, I really admire those guys who solved G, because G is I liked its problem and I always solved it, but I didn't manage to generalize Knut-Morris path algorithm for the case when we can either take A or A plus 1. And the rest of the problem is actually solved. This is the only part. I would like to look in the editorial after the round and find out how the Chinese authors managed to do it. So it was not a disaster, but still, I didn't enjoy much. These problems are so Chinese. I mean, look at this. You just look at this. You open. No, no. F is not looking like Chinese. For example, problem D. Oh, what is happening here? Just some operations with special arrays, non-special arrays. There are a lot of arrays, and you look at this and you think like, what? For some reasons, for some reason, hacks are disabled. Interesting. Why are hacks disabled? Ah, maybe they cannot validate the input. Yes, it's hard to validate the input, so they just disabled hacks. And I appreciate it. It's okay. It's fine decision. Can I log the problem if the hacks are disabled? Oh, I did it. And still, I cannot hack in D, but still I managed to lock it. So now it is not about it is not about solving more. It's like staying at this 24th place, not going down, and maybe some of these solutions fail, but I think that won't happen. If I were responsible, I would absolve these problems G and H1, but I am not responsible. I won't do it. I'm so tired. Look at this. It's 12:30 a.m. or maybe p.m. a.m. It's written here that it's a.m. I'm not really into this. I'm not really into Chinese rounds. I can be proud because I solved these six problems very fast. You see, this person solved six problems, and he's 20th, and I am 24th. That's okay. Sometimes you don't solve the hardest problems. Sometimes you just don't do it. Still, it's a disaster because, well, you see, I solved these six problems in 64 minutes, and then I had uh, 86 minutes of doing nothing, actually. So I gained 0 points during more than the half of the contest. Yes, this is less than the half of the contest. Ah, what a pity. Let's look in the editorial, and maybe I will facepalm because I solved everything but just didn't manage to solve some little difficulty. Okay, so I am 24th. Yes, yes. That's okay. 24th. Let's look into status. Yes. I guess I'm 24th, and that's all. So we need an editorial. We need an editorial. We need an editorial. Or there will happen some strange. Ah! Firstly, I need some bragging. I need some kidding. Let's write to Ormless. Easy. Easy. Okay, that's the first part. Who else we can write it to? Oh, scan hex, of course. Also easy. Guys, I didn't say that I'm a good person. They deserve to have easy or never give up. Actually, he's very strong. I don't know why he didn't solve F. It's just Oya easing something. It must be in your spinal nervous system. Ceramacodina, Poldnik. So for Poldnik didn't solve E. Poldnik didn't solve E. But was it possible for Poldnik? Again, let's look at my solution. I don't think I really did something incredible. What I did was, firstly I found I calculated this DFS. So I find in how many ways. So I find that if there is a 1 in some vertex, then in how many ways this 1 comes into the final vertex. Okay? It may be exponentially large easily. For example, if we have like this, yes. So it's if this is a complete graph, then any subset of these vertices, of these intermediate vertices, can be used to get from here to here. So if there are n vertices, then it is n to the n minus second power. And this DFS just calculates the number of ways. And after that, in here, I just simulated n minus 1 times. That is because, uh, wait, you see, for example, if we have something like this, and there is a 1 here, then this 1 comes here, and this vertex is alive. And also 1 is here. But then this 1 comes into this 1, and this vertex dies, and it stops destroying these units. So I want to skip this phase, the phase of not doing anything. I want to skip it. I want to go to the moment when this vertex starts destroying units at every step. And to do it, I conjectured that we only need n-1 steps to do it. And it, I guess, turned to be right. So we skip n-1 steps, and after that, the set of alive vertices is always decreasing. It's never increasing. So it slowly decreases, and the bottom vertex is always alive, and that means that at some moment, so it just always destroys once, and so we only need to find the number of ones that eventually comes into here. And to calculate this number of ones, we apply the condition that there is exactly one sync, and we apply this DFS. That's all. That's all we have to do. So DFS is not very hard, and modular operations which I applied here, they are not very hard. Can it be done in Python? I don't know. Did Polnik solve everything in Python? Polnik is, by the way, he's my friend. He will definitely be red one day, but now he is purple. Oh, it's PyPy. Okay, let's try to do it in PyPy. It must be. Oh, maybe I'm too tired to do it. But it's not very hard. I guess it shouldn't be very hard because I already have all the code. I just need to rewrite it in Python. Oh, I even can't do it. I can't do it. The contest is over. Okay, then there is no luck. Let's look. Maybe someone shares their motivation and ideas in G and H1. Thanks, OES. Tourists overtook Janglia 1 minute before the contest ends? No way. No way. No way. Tourist is first? Tourist is the first? Oh my god! Tourist solved G and H1. It's unbelievable. It's simply unbelievable. Well, it's believable because tourist is genius. But still, you saw, I looked into status and there was nobody. And Shankly was the first, but actually, tourist has sent G and it was okay. Interesting contest. But Trumax solved. Oh, Trumax. Well, Trumax is strong. We have to admit that. So I saw some ideas in F, but we have already solved F. So it's OEs, yes. But still, how can we solve G and H? I didn't use int 128. I am not mistaken. F? Is it F? Yes, it is F. What is this extension? Oh no. Okay. Tourist managed to read, think, code, and submit it in just 3 minutes. This is problem D. I actually did it in 6 minutes. Oh, poor guy. He didn't do it in 2 hours. Oh, the tourist did it in 3 minutes. 3 damn minutes. Hint prefix sums. It's amazing. Okay, tourist is great. Okay, I can't ask people for explaining me G because I explained you G and there are a lot of ideas. So gotcha. In G I had given arrays AI and BI find all positions J such that in array C equals A J dot dot J plus M minus 1, the array is equal to B or greater okay. Oh no, I wasn't able to make the formula. What? What's wrong? Ah, I got it. I didn't put. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Maybe they didn't like left and right, but why? Why didn't they like it? Ah, there's something wrong. Okay, I can do this. I am not a very proud person. I can put it with the braces, but still, this should work. This should work. It's just some lags. No. Also, what did he say? Why problem A is so hard? Ah, great joke. Great joke. You're such a joke. What a joker. I don't know. Wrong answer on test two. Ah, yes, it was balanced, but still there were Chinese problems. Okay, how to solve H1? Oh, I can even link to this problem. Okay, problem 1704 H1. Review post. Okay, see guys, I would like to make it a bit educational, but you see, they do not post editorial and I'm tired. So maybe the editorial will be a separate video, but for now I just need some rest. So I'm glad if you liked this. After all, the contest was good. Always, if I participate well in the round, I say that it is good, and if I participate badly, then I say that the round was pitiful. Nevertheless, this round was okay. There were some problems with its uh, Chinese accent. Still, it was okay. It was okay. But these two problems, they killed me. I don't know what I should have done in this situation. Maybe I really should have solved H1 and I would be in the top 20. But who knew? Who knew? Thank you for watching.